pole today, that's my shade out. I'm going to build another shade out. Velocis, natalensis, ferox, natalensis, centicosis, another ferox, and this one's Altenstein.
This one here?
Yeah.
Superb, eh?
Murai. This plant comes from Zimbabwe. It's Rothmania manganjae. Look at those. You need a ladder. No. It's seed.
Oh. Magic, eh? Sure. That is spectacular. It is huge. Just
everything just comes together in one place. Now, this was all lawn. All around, all of this was lawn. When I came here 10 years ago, we used to play soccer at Schneider campus. This lot comes from Vernon Bush and Vernon Crooks Nature Reserve. I brought a couple of cuttings, stuck them in, and now they've self-seeded. It's taken them 10 years. I did not plant this. That was one seedling that I brought from Oregon. Probably in the late 60s again, just before I matriculated. And I used to go out there doing bird calls. In the early days with a real bloody reel-to-reel tape recorder. It wasn't my beetle, it was my dad's beetle. I bought it from him in 1921. And then I pruned it, and I stopped pruning it about 3 years ago. And now it's got the shape that I want it to be. And if you smell the leaves, that's the nicest smell. About 26 species in here.
sure.
All my seed is collected from here and from the little sunken garden down the side there. So here's all my Valeria elegans. I've got my chameleons in here. You don't see them during the day, but at night I do. They start here at about 5:30. Yeah. We'll sit up there about 100 of them.
And are these ready to pick?
Yeah, the seeds.
Okay.
But the starlings get there, before me. So you end up having to pick them a bit green.
They're a nice little multi-stem tree, eh?
Yeah, it's a lekker little tree. I used to use a lot of it at Zimbabwe. Just pick these and let them ride. Shed them. Yeah. There you go. So you've got there's the flower, and there are the seeds ready to go. There's a little capsule. How's that, eh? Sure. You can see the Celtis is here. Yep. You can see there's Acantharia, there's the Diospirus, there's the Diospirus as well. So the monkeys and the birds all come and sit here after collecting over there, and they have a trap here, and out it comes.
And the sparrows?
Huh? Yeah,
You plant that too?
no, that was self-sown. So that's falcatus. I get all my seeds from here, and look at the babies coming up all over here. So when you want wildings, you come in. You see my plum, there's asparagus plumosus. That comes from the plants at the back of the garden. And then the blue duck will go all the way down with the porcupine, genet, water mongoose. And I throw different seeds out for them. And they've eaten the strychnos seed. They haven't eaten the cyclone seed. And I've planted that other phytolacca dodecandron, the creeping phytolacca. A whole bunch of bananas, and we pick bananas the whole time. There's a little bunch coming now. There's a bunch ripening in the house. Nice. Acacia kraussiana. These are all in the head, and there's Patelicia, there's Scutia mertina, Capparis tomentosa, and Gymnosporia arenicola, all the way through here. And then peristrophe mixes into it with Silicio and everything. And when it's coming into flower now, you can see the caraxes here when the stripedias in flower. Porcupine come up here to the compost heap. They get all the they love butternut, they love pineapple. They eat all the limes and skin. This is the Meisner fern, the leather fern, which I use. Florists in Port Shepstone discovered them, 2 of them. They're just sending their new leaves. We stop picking in about July, June, July, the best of the year. And we only allow picking again in November. And the coffee trees, that's a robusta coffee there. That comes from Kenya originally. My dad bought that. This is the true yam. This is my old man. Grew from Seychelles. They're starting to shoot. This is Dioscorea alata. And it's got these alate stems. It's going to start shooting shortly. So that is Microsorum punctatum. Microsorum punctatum. It's like the bird's nest fern, but it's an epiphyte. That one's self-sown. That one was planted. And then you see the vanilla going up the tree, the vanilla here. This is a Barbados cherry. This is probably the only tree in this country. I used to have 3, but 2 of them have died. Dad brought the seeds from Barbados. That's where he was born. You get a nice crop of, it's quite bitter, but it's the highest vitamin C content of any fruit. The old man loved Tibishina, so I've left his 2 Tibishinas in there. The Strelitzia was self-sown, and it's now huge. It's starting to collapse. So I'm forever chopping out the fallen stem. This is also Publius plant, Zingala, Publianum. It's coming into flower. It flowers in the evening. It opens at 4 o'clock. And all sorts of funny things. And then if you look into the top of that fish tree, can see there's two different species here. The little round ones are wolf here, and then whatever it is, demersum inside the
Serrapegia.
serpentina. It looks like a snake. Here we are. Here's my vine snake, you see. There you go. And I think he's flowering outside. He's in bud outside. So he comes all the way up here. Shoop, and you'll see the bud on top. That's been in here since 76. This is what I trained in, was exotic plants. So there's a mixture of both. That's my favourite anthurium with the patterned leaves. And I grow them from seed. And the flower is centred, it's beautiful. There's the flower. There's another one underneath against the wall, and I put the two together. Ionanthe, given to me by Trevor Edwards from Tanzania. And this is our Orobi Ledebruria now. Used to be Maxima. I think it's still Maxima. Here's a baby Dioscorea. That's Sylvatica. That's sown. Where's the plant? Here's the plant. There you go. You can zoom in there. Growing underneath the African violet. There's the plant there. Beautiful.
Tasted beautiful. Yeah.
That's only about 4 years old. Porcupine ate the rest, which also grew from seed. I used to collect seed up near Greytown. There was a place I found a big plant. This plant will go with me. This is Shotia afra, which I grew from seed about 40 years ago. And then this beehive used to be in this pipe, and this thing used to sit on top of the pipe. And the porcupine or the moles undermined the bloody thing, and it fell over, and the beehive collapsed. So about 4 months ago, well, this hive is now full. It had 8 frames, and I think you get 10 in a catch box. Crabia Zimmermanni, just south of Lake St. Lucia. Pulse Bay is the nicest sand forest around, and then you go up into Pinda, which is Zanav and all those places. And this thing, you find groves of them, and it really is a smart tree. And when it's in flower, this doesn't flower like this every year. It's got to get cold or dry or both. And that's the Zululand form, Lake Benghazi form of aloe arborescens. Found that in the wild too. Much more upright compared to the one behind. Good. Let's move on.
Sweet.
You come here at 5 in the morning, the little bees are already here. You can see them. There are all these megachilid bees. You just have to focus on one, and they pull up here. and that's Ossimum reclinatum. Okay. That's another Ian Garland. He found this thing. Him and Jobe. I think Jobe found it and brought it to him. Jobe Mafulega was his mate. See, once you get above 19 degrees centigrade, the insects are flying. 19 and 20. That is Rhinorrhea visifolia. I only know it from one place. Apparently it's in Goya. I haven't seen it there. But this one comes from Gwalaweni. This is a crop I grew it at Hawan as a street tree, as a street shrub, because it grows quickly. It's Cajanus cajan, the pigeon pea. And it's a beautiful thing. It's the only Plectranthus that grows. This grows in the Okavango River and into Angola. It's endemic to that area. Ernst van Jaarsveld alerted me to it. I got it in 1988 when I went up there. It featured in that pond. It's a wetland pond. And it's the only one that I know in cultivation here. On the bird table here we get 3 species of manakins. So it's bronze manikin, red-backed manikin, magpie manikin. Then we get 2 species of firefinch, the African or blue-billed and the red-billed firefinch. We get the dusky indigo bird, we get red yellow-fronted canaries, pintail wider occasionally, village weavers, thick-bill weaver, southern grey-headed sparrow. Oh, green twin spot, of course. It's always here. With all the birds at the bird table, this is a takeaway for our resident pair of green mambas, and they prefer southern grey-headed sparrow. It's just the right size. I think the manakins are a bit too small, and they're also very quick. About once a week they're here. I think. There it is. Yeah, check. We get up on the...
What's it called? Cornuta.
Cornuta.
Gardenia
cornuta. Beautiful. You can take the label. We've got the name. Sure. Those are the things that drain water away. I think these are the only 2 that I know in South Africa. Well, this one's got seed on top. These are both from Seychelles.
Oh, that.
These are endemic farms for the Seychelles. My dad brought them here.
Oh, right.
In 1980.